Bam, there we go. And we are ready to go. But I am very humbled that we have a grand total of 32 people here tonight. Something about FCJ just keeps people away.
You should change your name. You should spell it backwards.
Backwards. Jester Courts 4.
Yeah, it'd be like reverse forecourt
And
Jester.
then I add ladies at the end of it. Yeah! It's a good time. No, but some very solid bands coming out of these guys. We are into the tournament. I do have the summoner blockers enabled, so guys, if you are listening, don't worry. You can hide them summoner spells. And as we did see, a lot of action can go down on here. Does definitely take some good minds and some good voices to keep up with some of this action. Very happy to be here again, Dare. Always a pleasure to join you. And, what do we got? I see Lulu. I see Darius.
And I also see Wukong getting banned as well. Wukong is wasn't really common ban some number of weeks ago, but now with the release of some newer champions like Lulu, Jason, Darius, he sees a little bit less ban and pick time as a result. But Wukong's always been a really strong champion because of his durability and his AoE airborne, which is just great to have. And he can be a little bursty as well too. Darius is great cleanup crew for your team. That true damage with that Noxian Guillotine. He's got an interrupt, he's durable. Lulu is speedy. She makes any of her allies' hit points become a lie. Just when you think you're going to burst them down, Lulu happens, and their hit points are like, whoa, they're not dead. All of my stuff is on cooldown. Their carry's stuff is not on cooldown, and I'm totally dead. And that's what happens when you fight with Lulu around. Unless that Lulu is out of mana, and then you're just like, tee-hee, you're a Yordle, and she scoots on away, and the carry dies, and it's really funny.
Yeah.
Ezreal is got artificially longer and shorter range, depending upon where and when he decides to use his Arcane Shift. You can think that he's in range and try and harass him. Nope, I'm back a little bit further. You can think you're out of range and he can't harass you, and then nope, you're going to get Mystic Shot. It's pretty bad. Amumu's really tanky, great AoE damage, percent damage as well, which is useful in Dominion because sort of durable and tanky is kind of the local meta right now for Dominion, and Amumu's percent damage works really well to counteract that a little bit. And Kha'Zix is the new hotness. His leap, I don't know if you've played a lot of Dominion, viewers. Some of you guys might be checking this out for the first time. But in Dominion, there's a lot of walls you cannot flash or Arcane Shift or Leap Strike over. They're just slightly too fat to allow that sort of play. Kha'Zix's evolved leap, however, will send him soaring over that fruit stand in the middle of the map. He doesn't have to go through it, just right over the top.
Fatties. They're all fatties.
Yep.
That Gragas.
You get the improved flash for that. Someone asking in the chat, what are the chat bans? They were Jace, they were Caston, Jax,
I already listed them out. Yeah.
and something. Oh, okay.
Jace, Jax, Yorick, Cassidy.
Yorick, that was the other one.
Flows off the tongue, I think, yeah. I liked what you said about Lulu when she's out of mana. It's just like, as soon as I heard Yordle out of mana, I just imagined Super Mario and Goombas. Stomped! Yeah!
Yep. There's a lot of champions that have the great jump animation for that, too. J4, I think, would be the best one.
Demacia! Flag through the head, yeah.
It's a crater. Step 1, find Yordle. Step 2, J4 ult. Step 3, crater. Lunar Rover, I don't know. Looking at some of the picks we got going on here, we're seeing a Xin Zhao. Not something that we see too commonly, being picked by double GP5's team. Xin Zhao, I've always thought was a really good champion. I've always wondered why he didn't see too much screen time. He strikes me as a durable champion, but it also might be because he's such attack speed focused, and Frozen Heart is such a popular item in this game mode, as well as Malphite is also a really popular pick in this game mode, that we probably don't see him. But his kit is pretty solid. He's got airborne and knockback, and he can sort of clear the table, as it were, with his ultimate. And I think it's really good to have. We have a Maokai who's got some good long-range harass, can go bottom lane very effectively, has good sustain there, or can go top lane and bring a lot of durability to the team. Seeing an Urgot pick as well. Urgot's also one of those that can go bottom or top lane, can bring some good long-range damage up top, and some position reversal shenanigans. Or he can be good down the bottom lane too, with his range and his Terra Capacitor to sort of mitigate harass damage and keep him out in the lane longer. And there's a Brand pick as well. And you guys might have heard me talk about Brand a lot. There's a player, Half-Hearted, who plays for Pays Evelyn Child Support, who's a great Brand player. And if you want to play Brand yourself in Minion, he's got a guide on solo mid that you can go search. and it'll tell you all sorts of amazing things about Brand in Dominion. I can't recommend that guide enough. It's very, very good. And I'll get to the Leona pick in a moment. Forecourt, you want to talk over the guys on the other team?
If I have to, I guess.
Yeah, I can't carry the whole cast, man. My shoulders get all hurt and stuff.
I think your voice would drop first, but yeah, Rabley Pale, we are now kind of locked in. He's going to be rocking that Pantheon. Pretty decent coverage on his ultimate, can cover an entire point. Great for offense, great for defense. And at the same time, a lot of armor penetration can lead to some really great things for him. I do enjoy watching Feedski play that Pantheon in solo queue. It is a thing of beauty. Same time, Aurelia, nice, tanky, good, gapped closer at the same time. She can really scale very nicely with her items. Very hard to displace her if she really wants to take you down. Equilibrium Strike, best answer to initiation that you could probably ever ask for. You come in here, it just says, nope, done, you're stunned, no more. Rammus. Very curious to see if we're going to see something akin to a Pooter's Rammus, or if he is actually going to be going more of a tanky build. And if he does go for those movement speeds, trying to do that backpacking shenanigans, it'll be an interesting cast. Either way, a great tank, though. A beautiful taunt comes out of him. Lots of AoE. Again, nice range. Is able to cover a point in terms of offense or defense. And that power ball, so key to getting in and around this map. He will, or he should at least, be the first one up to that windmill for that level 3 fight. So we're going to have to expect good things out of him. Swain, I've never really personally had great success with Swain. I've always thought he was kind of a subpar pick here. We're going to have to see if Andrews can prove me wrong on that point. And I don't know. What do you think? Swain top, bottom?
We'll probably see Swain up in the top lane. Swain's sort of a, I don't want to say new because people have been playing Swain in Dominion for a long time, but he hasn't seen a lot of tournament play until recently. And one of the discussions that I see amongst top level Dominion players with Swain is how do you build him? Because Swain's kit is great. He's got two really good control spells with the slow and the snare, and he's got really good sustain with the ultimate. However, he's really, really mana hungry with the ultimate for that sustain. So you can build him with a lot of hit points and a lot of mana and use him as sort of a diver or damage soak to deliver your slow and your snare on targets that you want to keep locked down. Alternatively, you can use him as an AP, just kind of straight up build, health and ability power, not so much on the mana front. So you're going to only have your ultimate up for a few ticks at a time to throw down some damage, then toggle it off and then back out again because you can harass with it a little bit because everyone's so tanky. You can toggle it on, walk in, get a few ticks, kind of walk back out. Use it when you're closing in range to deploy a spell and then back away whenever you have those weird positions where you're both fighting over a point. No one's really ready to push or waiting on minions or for something else to happen. But I don't think we've quite struck gold with Swain yet. I think he's still being figured out. He's a very solid champion. I've played him a little bit recently, and I really like what he can do. It's a question of, can we combine both of those roles? Is there a way we can do that? And then seeing Nidalee as the last pick, though, Nidalee's got some great poke and can really deliver a lot of damage. And we have Leona, who we don't see very often, but I'm a huge fan of Leona because she's a crowd control monster and she's really durable, really good range on the Solar Flare, and Zenith Blade is awesome because it carries you to the last target hit. So you can't body block that, which I think is really good because people that play Amumu and Blitzcrank can get body blocked out by minions or by anything else. However, Leona doesn't care. Leona just goes straight through that, can deliver that stun onto someone, and then if you want to try and focus her, because she's overextended, you don't really want to do that because then she can drop Solar Flare right there, and her team is probably already closing the gap behind her. She's really good at leading the charge. I'm a big fan of Leona, but she's a little slow. You can catch her out of position. It's kind of easy to take her out if you coordinate well. You can set up an engagement where it's hard for Leona to really back out of something if she's injured or a little low on hit points. So I think that's the thing with Leona that makes me the most shy about her in this game type.
I'm looking at Urgot, I'm looking at Leona, I'm like, am I playing Summoner's Rift? If you think about it, if we just throw the Smite on top of Maokai, you have literally a Summoner's Rift team. Just
It'd
something,
be
I
a
don't know.
really solid team too.
Yeah, just
Man,
in the back of my mind, it's just churning away. Last but not least, French made Nidalee, the angry black man, which just sounds hilarious when you say it. Yeah, he's going to be the last addition to Team Purple, and we are now into game number 1. We are just waiting for Rudders. Get a new computer, bro. But Dominate Dominion, number 25, Four-Core Jester, and Gander. And we got over some of the players, got over some of the champions. Remind me again, though, Gander, which team is which here?
we have double GP5s is Rudders' team, and we have CNDgaming as the team with Anders and Angry Black
Mm-hmm.
Man on it.
Yeah, if I don't see any gold pretends out of these guys, I'm going to call hacks on their names. Definitely a misrepresentation.
I'm waiting until the day where I see more and more people talk about, buying name changes just to mess with us casters. There's going to be a day where we're going to come to cast this and, forecourt, we're going to walk in here and it's going to be like everyone's name. There's going to be a string of vowels or all consonants, or it's going to be like barcodes. And we're just going to be like, well, okay.
So much for that.
Start pulling up stuff in a dictionary trying to pronounce it. Be the best cast ever. Or worst, I'm not sure which.
Hey guys, prepare yourselves. 20 seconds or so. Should be getting this game rolling. Now, we did theorize Romantic Jaguar probably going to that bottom lane, but I'm looking at Urgot. He has himself that tier. Goes for the tier first. And you can see him right now. What he's doing in base is trying to fill it as quick as he can. He's at 28. 29, 32. Oh, yeah, it's 4 every time. Yeah, so he's going to start building that, but this also, looking at his positioning, doesn't mean he's going to go bottom. Instead, is going to be that Maokai. Angry Black Man, flip side, does look like she's going to be interested in bottom as well. What kind of Nidalee is that?
What's it got built? I'm having that spec bug, so.
It's a little bit
In a
of
second.
both. Actually, look, stop moving camera. Stupid camera. Looking at her 30 ability power, she did buy herself the Prospector's Ring, but she also has 21% armor penetration. 12% of that coming out of course, the Crystal Scar.
I'm not sure.
That leaves her with 9% right there. Does have some spell penetration as well, some armor. Let's get ready to get this game underway, however. They are off to the races. Check out Lord Zell. He's going to be motoring his way up top. Rammus does have that power ball, that little bit of extra boost. We'll get him up there in fairly short order, but we also got double gold per 5. Going to be finding him. Wasted out that Swain. Never move. How do you see this going?
I will let you know as soon as I connect, man. I'm having that spec client bug.
Oh, you're still not in? Okay, then. That's what
Sorry,
you meant.
man. It's been doing this to me.
Not to worry, good sir. Top lane, Leona going in. Bloodstone taking a lot of damage. The Pantheon stun into the Heartseeker is going to be a kill for him. But the return coming out from that Urgot on top of Irelia. Still going toe-to-toe. Jinzhou looking really good. Going for that double on top of Anders. Will get it. And an overwhelming top victory at the windmill here for CND?
CND.
CND. My mistake. But yeah, CND taking that in fairly convincing fashion. We did get some of those revives blown. Most notably, who was it? Irelia had hers popped. It does look like Pantheon got his as well. Going in, Lord Zell going to be dropping to this aggression as gold for 5 up here. Still fairly healthy, still holding on to it. We did get some backcapping action, however. Anders was able to take out the factory. We are not going to have to deal with that, but he is going to be stalling out this point difference just a little bit. And now it does look like a little bit of jungle roaming going to be coming down. Pantheon going for the stun. He's not going to be able to... Wow, he will. Okay, never mind. Read the wrong health bar. As it does look like Urgot's going to be dropping. Rudder's going to be still trying to just be as annoying as possible. And now, what are we seeing here? CND, somehow, holding this factory. 2-on-1, we got the Swain never move going down. Rabbly Pale, however, is going to have to get on out of dodge. Swain will be dropping it very smartly, though. Gold per 5 in this top lane. Did not move more than 2 champions out of it, so they have been able to keep it, and that will put them back to the 3-point lead that they were looking for. A little bit of a skirmish in the jungle. Leona and that Zenith's Blade, so key so far in all these engagements. I think she's been part of every kill. 104. In fact, she's only been missing 1. She hasn't died, but 5 out of 6 kills, she's been there, and we do keep that 3-point lead. Now, bottom lane, this bottom Maokai, he did start off with the Catalyst first, so that's going to be great for him in terms of sustain. Gives him a little bit of extra hit points, mana to use, and then does refresh some of that every time he does level up. And here in Dominion, of course, we do level up a little bit quicker than you would in Summoner's Rift. Angry Blackman, however, does seem to be a bit more on the offensive. We're throwing out those saplings. We even got one camping out this health rush, and it does look like it is very much Nidalee's favor, but it's not exactly lost for Maokai. I wouldn't worry about it too much quite yet, and that's exactly what CND is doing. They're not worrying about it. They're going up top, gonna be insta-giving that Xin Zhao. He goes down in fairly short order. The never move landing on top of Urgot as well as that Blazed. Why do I want to say Blazed? Who's half-hearted again? Brand, that's it. Yeah, he's down. I don't know why he wanted to call him Blaze.
That was a great pillar of flame, too, from Brand there, being able to light every single one of them.
Thank God you're in the game.
Get that dot on them. And yeah, I just loaded a moment ago to see Bloodstone with that pillar hit everyone. But afterwards, you know, there wasn't really a lot of follow-up to that. Got a lot of people low. See Pantheon making the right move. Radley Pale there, backing away from that fight, getting out of the way, letting his cooldowns kind of refresh, getting out of harm's way there, turn around, cycling back in. You saw him up at the windmill capping just a moment ago up there. And we have Nidalee bottom. Nidalee bottom, that explains the armor pen a little bit. She's got minions to deal with, and if the creep wave gets built up, Nidalee really doesn't have any AoE unless she goes into cat mode, and then she has that little bit of a splash effect, and that's definitely what the armor pen is for. It helps her out down there. She has a heal, so Nid's got some pretty good sustain and can make that work. See Gormern and Blesmek down, checking by that speed shrine, then coming in from the bottom. Pantheon jumping into the fight there, but getting caught by Leona on the way back. Xin Zhao gets the shutdown on him. Garrison defensive goes down on that tower up there. Blitz 1-2-4 getting killed by Xin. And are we going to see a triple kill coming up from Runners to Xin Zhao? Is Anders going to be able to interrupt this? No, he is going to back off.
Yeah, wise move there. You don't want to go 4-on-1, especially when 3 of your teammates just went down. But that will, again, put them back into that 3-point lead, which is exactly what they need in order to keep winning this game. It does look like Anders now going to go more towards the bottom. We do have Xin back in town after that triple go. He's looking fairly massive at a 5-2-4 score. That's a lot of cash to his name, and you can see a brutalizer come out from him, but it's the same story for that Pantheon. Both of them with those brutalizers. Now we do got a little bit of tank up, looking at that Rammus, and Rammus going in here with the team insta giving that Urgot. He is definitely out of the picture. Rudders with that exhaust is running for his life. That movement shrine helping him out a little bit, but now we have a clear cap maybe in the works here for CND.
Yeah, Gormern, seeing that they were cut off there, decides to retreat up to that tower and delay a little bit, which brings the entire team up there. Xin Zhao and Brand coming up from behind. We'll see if they have any sort of answer to this. The point is neutral. They just got to get a click on it, but Anders is doing a very good job of zoning them out away from it, and it looks like they are going to have to give up the point. Down at the bottom lane, a little more info on that. Angry Black Man is opting to level Bushwhack Pounce before anything else. So that's definitely that armor pen you were mentioning, forecourt coming into play. But in the middle of the map, up at the top here, we have Blitz eating a stun from that solar flare there, but not able to get taken down right away. And now Brand going down, position reversal there, and it's really close for CND. Now they are going to get taken out in the end. A couple of good abilities off from Leona in that engagement there. Blesmek just barely getting by, not quite painkiller survival method status, as he does have triple-digit hit points, but surviving nonetheless. They are going to pick up the Windmill. Windmill has been very back and forth all game long so far.
Yep. I mean, you need the 3rd point, and you got to find it somewhere. Angry Black Man not finding it bottom. Look at the health difference right there. Romantic Jaguar really bringing the hurt to the Angry Black Man. But at the same time, CND, they're going back en force. That was French for the Angry Black Man because he's French in Italy. Whatever.
Hextech Sweeper reveals what's going on in the middle of the map. However, Saw that used by Brand right there. Bloodstone revealing the potential gank there, but they're making a rush for the top. Anders gets caught out away from his team, though, is going to get killed, and now Blitz 124 wandering off of the point and taking some damage of his own. Gormern comes up to interrupt that. There's Garrison thrown down on the tower, healing it as the fight goes on. Lord Zell now, the next one to fall, and Irelia is going to have to walk away, and they might be able to put some pressure on the drill here, keep them contained for a moment or so. They probably won't be able to get it because of how close everyone is to respawning, and then they are coming back right there. But being active on that map, keeping them from pushing out, I think is a solid play right now.
Oh, that was just pain. I saw Leona as like she's not going to use that Zenith Blade, and she didn't. Used it to get right into the point, landing that perfect stun ultimate on top of everyone. It's beautiful to watch. Looking at Zell again. Zell is tanking up. He's not going for that back cap build, but at the same time, he is getting absolutely demolished by gold per 5 at this point. I mean, that was 2 quick kills in the jungle. Now they are going to be putting up that pressure at the drill that you were talking about. And Rudders, he's in there. He's looking for that. Jin, so massive at this point. He will go down, but not before getting that Urgot a double kill. And Urgot now looking at 9, 3, and 10. Already has that Glacial as well as the Manamune. He has the cooldown boots to boot. Oh my goodness, he has so much damage and he can sustain through it all. It's pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, playing that style where you have the high amount of cooldowns, you have the Manamune, so you just keep having mana and you can keep just shooting your way into the fight. I like AD champions that build that way, especially the likes of Urgot, as we're seeing here in this match, and also Twisted Fate if you opt to build him that way, if that's your favorite flavor of Twisted Fate, being able to get all those cards going off with him. And we see in the middle of the map here, Blitz 124 walking in there. Anders and Blitz taking so much damage right there. The combination of Brand and Urgot, so powerful right there, quickly pulling 2 people out of the fight. Xin Zhao, though, picking up the double there, and they're going to split off. They're going to go 2 different directions. Urgot is going to go for the drill. He knows there's really no one there to answer him, especially with the push down at the bottom, and Brand is going to go for the quarry, the boneyard, that's what that one's called. And Zell going to come around behind and catch him with the interrupt there. But Urgot and Xin Zhao are going to get the drill. Angry Black Man, Lord Zell having to retreat back to the quest objective, Boneyard, in order to defend it.
Not looking good at this point for CND. GP5 with that 4-cap lead has now come up to about 180 point difference in the terms of longevity of this match. Their Nexus is really hurting at this point. Romantic Jaguar in this bottom lane has done a fantastic job of repelling Nidalee, and Nidalee, as you said, on the back foot, not looking so healthy. Even had Rammus come down for a visit, but all they could do was just run away together. It is looking really good for the gold for 5s.
Gormern up here by himself, having to ward off the enemy team for a few moments until his allies are able to arrive. And Leona going in, but Rammus with the taunt and airborne on the other members of double GP5s, limiting their ability to put out that damage right away. But everything is fine. We have a Xin Zhao and a Brand on our team. And Rabbly Pale looks like he's going to get cut down by Xin, and point successfully defended.
Ridiculous.
Looked a little scary when that fight was starting to break out. Leona got away from the team there, but Rammus was able to control the 2 DPS for a couple of moments, but they picked that up, cleaned that up just fine, and now making a cut in for the refinery, which is going to draw Leona and Xin off of that point. They knew that if there's anyone defending there, it would only be 1 or 2 people, and they are able to get that neutral off. Let's see how this fight breaks out if they do intend to try and make the play for it. And they're almost able to secure the cap on it. And Xin Zhao going right into the fight immediately, diving in for Aurelia right away, being able to remove her from the fight. Anders, you can see that sustain from Swain that I was talking about earlier on in the cast, keeping him alive just a little bit longer right there. And Lord Zell, the tank, going to be the last one to get taken down and stopping the clock temporarily at 2 points to 2 points.
Well, temporary is, I think, the word for it. We're going to easily recap this. Double gold per 5s, able to just defend magnificently. While all that was happening, I was taking a quick look at the bottom, and Maokai Brand able to repulse the I thought this was pretty cute. We had Pantheon revive, instantly ult into bottom with that Skyfall, trying to land that stun for Angry Black Man. Had the speed from the revive, from improved revive in the Masters, and they tried to go for a power play on this bottom, but Brand too strong, Maokai too tanky, and that seems to be the story of this game. CND just not really able to make these big plays.
You can see Romantic Jaguar has got an Abyssal Scepter and a Frozen Heart there because he knows the two different damage types that Nidalee is able to deal. But up at the top, another engagement, however, this one still rolling pretty solidly in Double GP5's favor.
Look at that Urgot, man.
Looking a little bit better each fight that happens for CNDgaming. We saw them get swept in the middle very convincingly a couple of times in a row, but these last two engagements have been a little bit more long and drawn out. And I feel they might get the upper hand if the game goes on longer, but are they going to be able to delay long enough to achieve that?
I don't know. They got 100 points left on the clock, and they are steadily ticking down, Gander. I mean, with a 378 buffer, even if we do get some kind of temporary measures put into place for CND, they have to hold it for an extremely long time, and that could be very difficult. The way the GP5 is rolling, it is just overwhelming power. Look at that, 12-5-20 on that Jhin. Look at this Romantic Jaguar bottom, still able to go 2-on-1, and he's still not going down. I mean, he probably will, but it's just so hard to make these plays. In the mid, however, lots of kills, that storm buff hotly contested, but it is still an overwhelming fight for double gold for 5. And Jaguar, he's back. He died once this whole game, and he just finally used that revive. 15 minutes into the match. What am I watching, Gander?
You are watching Dominate Dominion number 24, and Double GP5s is picking up the drill here. Pantheon coming in with that grand Skyfall. It's a little bit late to save the tower, but it looks like he's going to go for a kill on Urgot here as Rammus seems to get distracted a little bit from Urgot, decides to go up for Brand instead, and then turns around to put a little bit of control on him. But Xin Zhao immediately into the fight. He doesn't like Anders. He's had Swain's number for most of this game here. And now Blitz 124 is the only one left alive on the drill. Going to get taken down, unfortunately.
4-0. I have seen closer games in the 1200 elo ranges. I am sorry. But that Blitzcrank Nas, that Urgot not dying. Jhin coming out again, double. That Urgot double. 15-5, 17-4. You can really see where the kills are concentrated. And check out the items on double gold for 10. A Frozen Heart, Frozen Heart, Frozen Heart. It's like, what can you do against that?
Well, you certainly don't have very much attack speed. That's what I can tell from that. Angry Black Man with a good jump out of that engagement there, but turning around, walking into a sapling, getting caught by a Seer, taken down from those dot ticks. Almost a very, very good escape. Double GP5 has been playing a really good game all game long. They're good at staying grouped up. Xin Zhao has had some great engagements all game long, and it's going to enable them to take this game in convincing fashion as the Nexus health ticks down. Double GP5s beating CNDgaming and going to advance on to the round of 8.